Listen, man, you've got X amount of hours in a day, which equals, if I'm not mistaken, 168 hours in a week. If you use 8 hours for sleep and you use 8 hours for work, you still got an additional 8 hours. What are you doing with these other 8 hours? What's being shaped is the identity of the person. What's being shaped is the habits of the person. What's being shaped is the discipline and the non-discipline of the person. One way or another, we are increasing or decreasing, and we are not staying in the same place. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the DNG podcast. I'm going to be talking about today a little bit of personal development, right? Talk about business, mindset, personal development, and things like that here, right? So with that being said, in 2003, I had a mentor. He was a mentor from afar. His name's Jeff Olson. He wrote a book called The Slight Edge. One of the best books out there, right? The Slight Edge. Dan Hardy also has a book. I forget what his is called, but it's very similar concept to The Slight Edge, right? And one of the things that he said, as a matter of fact, he got it from Jim Rohn, the late great Jim Rohn. The late great Jim Rohn said, there's two prices that we have to pay in life. There's a price of discipline and there's a price of regret. The difference is that discipline weighs ounces while regret weighs tons. Okay? And that is so incredibly true, right? The price of discipline throughout your life, every single day we have choices. Every single day we have choices, right? We have the choice to get up early or to sleep in. We have the choice to work out. You know, if you get up early, for example, I've got friends that tell me, hey, listen, JC, I want to work out, but I just don't have the time. Then I take inventory. I'm like, listen, man, you've got X amount of hours in a day, which equals, if I'm not mistaken, 168 hours in a week. If you use 8 hours for sleep and you use 8 hours for work, you still got an additional 8 hours. What are you doing with these other 8 hours? Turns out that the guy was watching about almost 3 hours of TV daily. I said, it's not that you don't have the time, it's that you don't have the discipline, right? So that is one thing that a lot of people lie to themselves about. Or not only that, 8 hours, fine. Don't sleep 8 hours, man. Sleep 6 hours. You know what I mean? So the point is that he had developed, and I told him this, I said, you've developed the habits that don't serve you, right? Because one of the things that's very true is this. First, we develop our habits, then our habits develop us. We may develop the habit of being procrastinators, the habit of sleeping in, the habit of just being lazy, the habit of eating bad, whatever the case may be, everybody has habits, and habits shape your life. So in the Slight Edge, the way it talks about like this, right? Simple disciplines that are repeated daily. So there's either the simple disciplines that we repeat daily or the simple errors in judgment, right? So the Slight Edge looks like this. You've got two lines. You've got one line on top, one line on bottom, right? Two lines, right? They're going in the same direction. One line over time is going up. The other line over time is going down. Now, you see two people start, let's say two people graduated from high school, age 18. One person gets out of high school, says, hey man, I want to start my career as a real estate agent or whatever the case may be, right? As an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter what the case is. He wants to live a disciplined life. He tells his buddy, hey, listen, let's go to the gym a couple times a week. The buddy says, hey, man, you know what? I'll skip today, Monday. I'll start on Tuesday. This guy works out. This guy A works out. Guy B doesn't work out. Can you see a difference after one day? Absolutely not. Second day, they're like, hey, man, why don't we go to the gym? Guy B says no. Guy A goes to work out. Can you see a difference? No. That same day, this guy says, hey, man, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to just get a chicken salad. The other guy says, hey, man, I'm going to get in and out. Can you see a difference on day 2 or 3? You can't see a difference, but here's what happens. What's being shaped is the identity of the person. What's being shaped is the habits of the person. What's being shaped is the discipline and the non-discipline of the person. One way or another, we are increasing or decreasing, and we are not staying in the same place. We're increasing or we're decreasing. So here's what happens with the Slight Edge. Guy A is focused on the discipline, on the daily disciplines, right? And over time, it compounds like a hockey stick because one discipline leads to other disciplines. Guess what happens with negative habits? They're followed by a flock of their relatives, right? Same thing with daily disciplines. Daily disciplines are also followed by a flock of their relatives. They're just saying how you do anything is how you do everything, right? You show me somebody that doesn't take care of their health, I'll show you somebody that doesn't take care of a bunch of other things. I got one guy, a sales guy came to my to sell me something. I forgot what it was. and he had a stain on his shirt, just sloppy. You know, he had a tucked in shirt, but it was tucked out from the back. You know what I mean? And I said, and he was late. I had another salesperson come in and sell me the exact same thing. Older than this gentleman, at least 15, 20 years older. But the guy was in shape. The guy looked like he had discipline. Guess what? He was early. The other guy, I didn't look at his car, but I could imagine that his car was a messy car. You know why? Because how you do anything is how you do everything. This stuff trickles down into other parts of your life. So in the slight edge, you're adding to the disciplines. And then eventually it goes up. Now, the other people, here's where they get caught. They don't see an immediate difference right then and there. So they just keep living their life. Before they know it, they're 20 pounds overweight. Before they know it, they're $20,000, $100,000 in debt. Before they know it, they feel stuck. And before they know it, they have such ingrained errors and judgments and bad habits that is harder to get out of. That is what the slight edge talks about. So here's what it comes down to. Where you are right now is a direct result of the decisions that you've made in the past. Where I'm at right now, where you are right now, where Jay is right now, you are in the exact place that you deserve to be as a residual outcome of the decisions that you've taken in the past. That's the bottom line. And that's one of the things that in personal development we teach, right? Is how to develop and how to shape that outcome. How? Through the disciplines. Because here's the bottom line. What's easy to do. See, instead of sleeping 8 hours, sleep 7. Instead of sleeping 7, sleep 6. Is it going to be uncomfortable? Of course it's going to be uncomfortable. One of the things that I made a resolve like over a decade ago was I'm not going to contemplate getting up. It was a little discipline like that. When it's time to get up, I'm not going to hit the snooze button. These days I don't have an alarm. I wake up at 6:30 in the morning, usually every day. And I don't have to wake up that early, by the way. And I don't need an alarm clock and I don't need convincing. But in the beginning, I didn't need convincing, you see? So what happens is I made a resolve. Instead of hitting the snooze button, again, this was in my 20s. I'm now 38. Instead of hitting the snooze button, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just wake the heck up. It's just what I'm going to do. And I'm going to keep that promise to myself. And that's so incredibly important. That's one of the reasons why most people don't have self-confidence. Is because they don't keep promises to themselves. And if they don't keep promises to themselves, they probably don't keep promises to other people as well. So sleeping earlier and getting up earlier. I don't know, I'm going to probably butcher the phrase, but the phrase is something like early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. I think that's how it is, right? And let me tell you something. That is so incredibly true. One of the mistakes that I used to make when I was younger is I used to sleep too damn late, too damn often. Then guess what? I used to wake up late. And I used to feel and look tired. Now I look a lot better, than how some days I used to look when I was in my mid-20s. Why? Because I used to stay up late and wake up late, right? So anyways, here's the bottom line. It's actually not that hard to do. Some people say, I don't have time to work out. Hey man, why don't you wake up 1 hour earlier and go walk around your block for 30 minutes? That could be your workout. How hard is it to do 10 push-ups and to build that up to 100 push-ups a day? It's not that hard, man. Sometimes I'm here working, then I realize I've been sitting, whether in my home office or my other office, too long. And guess what I do? I pump out 100 push-ups. I just get up and I just start doing push-ups. I might do 15, sets of 15 or 20. And then guess what? I do that a couple times. Before you know it, they're done. But here's the thing. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. And that is one of the things that I share with people. It's actually not that hard. Being successful in a particular field, whether it's in your health, fitness, business, contrary to popular belief, isn't that hard. Here's why. Because you really don't have any competition. Nobody's really trying. If you want to fail at anything, look at what the masses are doing and do what they do. You want to fail in your fitness and your health? Go to a restaurant and look at the type of place that the average person in that restaurant is eating. Do what they do and you'll get what they have. You want to succeed? Look at what the masses, 95% are doing, okay? And do the opposite. And that in itself, that little detail will make a very, very big difference. So anyways, guys, just wanted to share this with you guys because it's one of the things that for me, it helped me out a tremendous amount. And I've seen, listen, I keep, now because of social media, we can keep track of people, right? They could keep track of us. They could keep in touch. As time goes on, mark my words, and this is one of the keyest things that I'm going to ever tell you. Time is either going to promote you or expose you. I've seen some people, man, men, women, some of the prettiest girls in high school. I look at them now and they look like a completely different person, man. And what that results in, some of the coolest dudes in high school, they're not as confident. They're certainly not as cool as they used to be. So some advice for the young guy or the young girl watching this information is this. Listen, man, the cool people in high school or in junior high, wherever you're at, they're not the cool people. The things they do now are not the things that make them cool in life. Trust me when I tell you. I know people in their 30s that are extremely unhealthy because of their lack of discipline. And I remember seeing that lack of discipline early on, and that lack of discipline led to other. And one of the keys to that discipline is this: who are you hanging out with? I was going to close this out already, but I have to give you a little bit more. Who you hang out with and the information you put in your brain is going to determine where you're going to be in the next 5 years. Who you hang out with and the information you put, for example, the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the audios you listen to, whatever the case may be, or the audios and stuff that you don't listen to, or maybe you just watch the news. Maybe you just watch, the Kardashians or whatever the heck the popular show is out there, right? Who you hang out with and the information that you put in your mind is going to determine where you're going to be in the next 5-10 years. And you will be the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. So anyways, guys, hope you guys got some value from this information. If you like this information, make sure you like this video, comment it, tell us how this video's helped you, tell us what are some of the things that you're going to improve in your life, and tag some people, because here's what I'm going to be doing in the future. I'm going to be giving some rewards to some of you guys that are showing this video love. So with that being said, hope you guys got some value from this. I'll see you guys at the top or from the top, and I'll see you on the next podcast. Take care.